Today in From France with Love, Mouser S. Already notorious for multiple rapes, including one against a minor, plus sexual aggressions, and a rap sheet that screams career predator. This dangerous serial rapist and recidivist, who has already spent 20 years behind bars, just received 23 years for 4 attempted rapes in Paris. He was expecting life. Instead, the French justice system handed him another revolving door sentence.
Douce France, cher pays de mon enfance, bercé de tendre insouciance, je t'ai gardé dans mon cœur. Mon village, au clocher, aux maisons sages, où les enfants de mon âge ont partagé mon bonheur.
23 years. Not perpetuity. Not permanent removal from society. Just 23 years for a man who was already well known to authorities, who had preyed on women before, including a child, and who simply kept reoffending. Another slap on the wrist, with an exit door clearly visible at the end. This is textbook laxism. This is the grim reality of so-called cultural enrichment in 2026 France, streets where native French women can no longer walk safely. How many victims does it take? How many prior convictions, wasted prison years, and ignored warnings before the elites admit that importing unassimilable masses creates parallel societies where French law is optional and native citizens pay the price in blood and trauma? The government buries or adjusts the statistics, but they don't lie. Disproportionate rates of sexual violence tied to certain migrant communities that reject Western values on women, consent, and basic integration. Churches desecrated, women assaulted, grooming gangs operating with near impunity, while authorities obsess over Islamophobia instead of protecting their own people. This isn't isolated. It's systemic. A justice system that shows more concern for rehabilitation and the human rights of predators than for delivering real justice and safety to victims. Why does this pattern repeat? Because the New Left has abandoned its historic base, the indigenous French working class, in favor of the unconditional defense of so-called oppressed minorities. The common good has vanished, replaced by identity politics that showers advantages and excuses on favored groups. Meanwhile, the native proletariat, the actual victims of neoliberal deindustrialization, economic dislocation, and imported violence, receive nothing but contempt and positive discrimination that works against them. Safe in their gated enclaves and bourgeois bubbles, the cultural elite have developed a sick fascination with the deviant from these communities, thugs, criminals, drug dealers, whose immorality they romanticize as heroic resistance to systemic oppression. But let a working-class Frenchman, who actually lives among this underclass, speak out against the lawlessness. He's instantly branded a racist bigot. They'll even blame the crimes of extra-European delinquents on systemic racism by whites. Mouser S. Expected life. The French people deserve leaders who will finally deliver it, not just for him, but by ending the mass migration experiment that keeps delivering these nightmares. Real deportations after first offenses. Secure borders. An end to the demographic replacement, turning French neighborhoods into occupied territories. From France with Love, until next time,